Wooden Railway Edward presents Thomas When Railway Adventures, Episode 2, No Vain James. It was a busy day on the island of Sodor, but the engines were still all cheerful. That is, except for James. He was still sore with Thomas after the accident they had had a few days prior. "This is too much work," complained James. "Sometimes it's hard for us too, but do you see us whining about it?" Henry said in a calm but stern voice. James promptly rolled his eyes at Henry's remark. "Huh," he wheezed. "You know, James, people would like you better if you weren't so rude and so, vain." "Oh, please," James quipped, as he thought back to some of the times Henry was talking about. Like the time he ran Toby off the rails. "Watch out, you old relic! That outdated crate you're always tugging around is blocking my way." "Too late!" "Oh, James." Or the time he had a mishap at the docks. "Salty, where's my train?" "Cool your firebox, me hearty." "The sea air's not helping you today." "Save it, you two. Do you know how hard it is to work with you two mites bantering down there?" "I'm out of here." "Hey, Bug, stop!" Whoops. James chuckled to himself. He liked the last one best. Henry finally gave up. "Well, James, if you acted more responsible, maybe Sir Topham Hatt would promote you to be his #1 engine." And with that, Henry departed to continue on with his work. James knew that Henry was not being serious, but something still nagged him. He then thought to himself that if he worked really hard, Sir Topham Hatt might bestow upon him the title of #1, or at the very least give him Gordon's #4 spot. "Really reliable, that's me," James said. He had become conceited. "Yes, I'll be responsible for a while." And then he connected up to his freight train, without even bickering with his driver. "What's gotten into you, James? I can't remember the last time you didn't argue about pulling a freight train," questioned his driver. James responded by saying, "Oh, just trying out a new persona." "Well, I can live with that," laughed James's driver. James joined along with the laughter. "I've already got someone on my side," he whispered to himself. "One in the headlamp for old Square Wheels." "Have a nice day, everyone," James chirped as he rushed out of the yard. And James went down the line, joyfully singing, "Somebody has to be the favorite, the one that everyone wants to see." "That has got to be the corniest song I've ever heard. Figures James would have thought it up," concluded Henry. Hey, you over there, don't even think about juggling those wrenches, Henry commanded. On his journey to his destination, James enthusiastically greeted everyone in his line of sight. James came upon Arthur, who was having a rest under the viaduct.
Oh, hello, Arthur. How are you doing today? I see your sparkling red paint. Well, you know, us red engines have to keep up our appearances.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I have to go. Important business. A sophisticated engine like yourself would understand. Well, ta-ta, until we meet again. Ugh, that must have been a dream. James has never talked to me in his life. Well, I better get back to my rest. James then passed Isabella. Cheerio, he boomed. Huh? James? She said in bewilderment. She took her eyes off the road and crashed into a bridge support. Ow. Oh, James, she muttered. James was enjoying himself tremendously and soon approached the steamworks. James reversed positions and pulled up beside Victor.
Hello, my friend. Have you brought the supplies? Asked Victor.
Of course, Victor. It's right here, gushed James. Victor raised his eyebrows at Douglas, who was being serviced, but James kept it up. What the three engines did not notice was a diesel lurking in the shadows. Diesel was not fazed by James. Look who's acting up now, Diesel snarled in an oily voice. The fat controller won't want James after he gets in some minor trouble. And with that, Diesel slinked away to enact his devious plan. Meanwhile, James was being as polite as ever. Thank you, everyone, for your hospitality. Hopefully I'll catch you later. And James went off to do other work. Diesel was also heading off to do work, but much more sinister work at that. Diesel found some old trucks in the siding and placed them on an intersection. He then went to the viaduct which led to the crossing. Since there was a switch, Diesel used the remaining cars to block one section. James was in the distance, so Diesel moved out of the way. James did not see the danger and kept right on going. What is it? 9 in the headlamp? In no time, the number 1 will be painted on my beautiful red, shiny tender, James excitedly said to himself. What he had failed to notice were the points weren't set for the clear line. Oh, no, wailed James as his buffer smashed into the trucks ahead. This caused James and the trucks to both derail, and after dangling in the air for a few moments, he tumbled to the ground. Diesel, who had realized his plan had terribly backfired, tried to flee the scene. He reversed too quickly and also derailed himself. James came down on the trucks and Diesel. After dealing with a few other accidents, Sir Topham Hatt came. Both James and Diesel were propped up on flatbeds and were told off by Sir Topham Hatt.
James, what is the meaning of this?
Questioned Sir Topham Hatt. Actually, I did, stammered James. If I may interject, sir, smirked Diesel. James was trying to be number one and was planning to trick everyone. I learned this and was just about to come tell you when James took me out. Thank you for your input, Diesel. Now, James, is this statement true? Diesel was pleased. He had gotten his way, and James was in grave trouble. James was silent for a couple moments. The first was true, sir, but I didn't mean to crash. But what no one had realized is that Edward had been following Diesel throughout his devious act. Edward came out of the background and told Sir Topham Hatt everything.
Oh dear, I cannot believe this, just when I think I can trust you. Your behavior is unacceptable.
Sir, really? Quiet, snapped Sir Topham Hatt. I ought to punish you.
How about I send you to the Little Western? They need the help, and Duck could teach you about the trucks.
Oh, no, please, sir, anything but that, pleaded Diesel.
You're right, very unrealistic indeed. I will just shut you up in the shed for a couple weeks, said Sir Topham Hatt.
Growled Diesel. Enough! Now be off with you, snapped Sir Topham Hatt. Afterward, Sir Topham Hatt apologized to James.
I'm very sorry of falsely accusing you, James, said Sir Topham Hatt.
It's fine, sir. I wasn't the best today, wisely answered James. Diesel sulked in the shed. And after night had fallen, he sneaked away. And crossed Vickerstown Bridge to the other railway. He wanted to have a talk with someone very important.